make that switch from good to great at this point. Not this year anyway.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. DeRozan out there with Trey Lyles. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Murray. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard. And for the Clippers, Shamet and Leonard are on the wings. Patrick Patterson is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Beverly in at the 1.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
Count the basket.
Oh, it's not easy trying to guard Leonard inside. I can tell you that, guys. I mean, he's so good at using his body to get shots up over the defense.
Now here's Murray. Outside DeRozan. Right side Aldridge. Stolen by Beverly. Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Aldridge. Leonard against DeRozan. Leonard kicks to Beverly. Clock at 6. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Murray surveying the D to the paint. Here's Aldridge. Shoots over Zubac. Aldridge's shot is good.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Pass to Leonard. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Not this time. His first miss in 3 attempts from the field. Murray right side. Passes to Aldridge. And Forbes kicks to Murray. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. One-on-one here. Beverly against DeRozan. Nice D from DeRozan.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
The score now all even.
You know, that's one thing, guys, Murray's never afraid to do. Lean in, draw contact, and put the defender in a bind.
Outside Leonard. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Here's Murray. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Fires from 14, and he overshot that one, missing.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
Ball's knocked loose. Now here's Leonard. He kicks it to Patterson. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Outside Leonard. And there's the pass to Shamet. Here's Zubac. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. He's coming off an excellent season. 6th in scoring. And, of course, he's got a nose for the ball. He ranked in the top 10 in steals last season.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it. Beverly against Murray. Over Beverly. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young. He still has a very bright future.
San Antonio shooting their first free throws of this. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And Murray winning second team all-defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
That one is no good.
You know, you look at the potential Murray has, and it's exciting, quite honestly. He's a lead guard. He plays the point, but he's more of a scorer than a distributor at this point.
Los Angeles with another miss.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Pass to Lyles. Outside DeRozan. Over to the wing. No one near him. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 4th rebound in this one. To end the drought. He can't get that one. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble.
Here's Beverly following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Beverly against Wyatt. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Well, Clark, we've got a terrific game here on Halloween. Growing up, what was it like trick-or-treating on your block?
It was wild and fun, and I actually outgrew trick-or-treating by the time I was about 11 or 12. I was just too tall to be out there in a costume begging neighbors for candy.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. I'll grade the Clippers signing of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the grand finale of the wildest summer in NBA free agent history.
A ton of big moves. You think of the star players who've changed teams, 1/3 of the league's all-NBA selections, and 5 out of 10 of the reigning all-star starters. In the end, we saw 7 players who've changed teams, signing for over $100 million each. Put that in perspective, only 8 players had ever done that in league history.
Aldridge dishes to DeRozan. Here is Forbes. A 14-point game for him in the win against Portland.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Trailing by 5. Outside Leonard. And they get it. It's hauled in by Lyles.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Now here is Aldridge. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Portland.
Yeah, but you can't talk about his performance without mentioning what he did defensively in terms of shot blocking. He was a force of nature.
Here's Shamet. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Leonard. Shoots over DeRozan. Leonard with the bucket.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Murray. Pass to Lyles. Puts up a 3. The shot, no good. Clippers trail by 3. And here's Beverly. Six on the shot clock. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Tremendous focus from the little man, Patrick Beverly, there.
Beverly against Murray. The pass to Lyles. A beautiful reverse layup. And the Spurs lead by 3.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Zubac. Jermichael Green comes in for Patrick Patterson. Harkless is checked in for Leonard. And it's Williams in for Landry Shamet. Now here's Harkless. Outside Williams. And Pirtle pulls it down. Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys. I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding. And sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Now here's White. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Portland.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the stripe a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
And Pirtle is always a threat to come away with offensive rebounds because of his size, but just as important, his timing.
Here's Williams. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Utah Jazz.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
Clippers with the ball. Green passes to Beverly. Now here's Harkless. He's guarded closely. 4 on the shot clock. Takes the 3. And it's Beverly missing. San Antonio with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Pass to Pirtle. And here is Bellinelli. Pass to White. Lets a floater go, and he sinks the layup. And the Spurs lead by 7.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Now here's Beverly, covered by Mills. It's good. Beverly's got his second bucket tonight.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Mills with it. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Portland. To the inside, White takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now here's Beverly. His last outing, he had 8 points. Puts it up from 12. That one rolling around and rims out. San Antonio leading by 7. Gay in the corner. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by Williams. The Los Angeles Clippers, they come into this one following a loss to the Jazz. Kicks to Green. Passes it to Harrell. Now Beverly. Can't connect from 13 feet out. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. And JaMychal Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. .141 left here in the first quarter. Rudy Gay on the wing, guarded by Green. Shot on the wing, and he hits the jump shot. And now it's a 9-point San Antonio lead.
Well, there's one thing Gay will always give you: buckets. They can count on Rudy Gay for points whenever they need them.
Now here's Beverly. Here's Williams. Unable to get that one. San Antonio with the ball. They're on a 19-6 run.
Boy, the shot repertoire of Jakob Poeltl, mostly 10 feet and in, is his strength. He's an old-school big man in every sense of the word, but efficient in what he does.
Out to White. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Williams. Tips it. It's good on the putback. Poeltl's got his second basket of the game.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now here's Green. 23 points for him the last game against the Utah Jazz. Harkless with the bucket.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Here's Mills after the made shot from Mo Harkless. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Gay outside. Puts one up from 19. Yes, that goes in. Gay's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
And so it's San Antonio holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And in 2018, DeMar DeRozan opened up about his battles with depression, hoping to have a positive impact on others.
People ashamed to talk about it. Even myself, for a long period of time, people wonder why I was such a quiet guy, and that was part of it. Not wanting to speak out about it, not wanting other people to know exactly what I was going through. But you get to a certain age where you feel like it's all about helping others. It's not about you just being a selfish person about the things you're going through. Other people going through stuff as well.
Yep, you love the honesty and the bravery to step forward and tell his emotional story.
Yeah, he opened a dialogue. Kevin Love following his lead to talk about anxiety. Athletes, as public figures, can have a broader impact than just entertaining, and we see it over and over again.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a comfortable margin for the Spurs here, guys.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort, defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second, you've got Jakob Poeltl. Derek White is out there with Mills. Then there's Bellinelli. And it's Gay in at the 4-man position. Now here's Beverly. Floats it up there for Harrell. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers. On Sunday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz. Then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. And Mills kicks to Poeltl. White inside, working on Williams. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell. Well, Clark, underrated athleticism for Derek White. For a 6'4" guard, he can finish above the rim.
And not only that, guys, but he also blocks shots. I mean, coming out of college, he and #1 pick Markelle Fultz the only players in the Pac-12 that rank top 10 in scoring, assists, and blocks. That's a heck of a triple.
And he makes the first. A lot of guys like to shoot off the dribble, but Clark, there are some that really are better at it, shooting off that catch in the NBA.
Yeah, and who do you have in mind, Kevin? I got a couple of names that I'm thinking about. What about you?
Well, I'm thinking Klay Thompson because that backcourt is so prolific, and he's been so great at that, and that's kind of been his trademark.
Yeah, it has been. Redick would be another guy.
Yes, another good
that
one.
I think that would come to mind. And even though he's later in his career now, but Kyle Korver, one of the very best we've had in the league at shooting off the catch.
Now here's Williams. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial six-man of the year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Williams. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Bellinelli passes to White. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. White's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now here's Harkless. It's stolen by DeRozan. In transition, here come the Spurs. Finished off the break. White's got 10 points in the game.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
DA, great assessment, good report, thank you so much. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Hey, look at Pirtle. Making it look easy, dropping the hammer down on the defense.
Now, here's Shamet. Bellinelli is covering. And that one's good, Shamet. Shamet's got his first basket.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Outside, White. Pirtle trying to get open. And it's White missing. Clippers trail by 17. Williams passes to Green. On target from 13 feet.
You know, the defense has to be better. I mean, you can't give up that look.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Only given up 6 here in this quarter. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. A different look for the Clippers. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Green. And Kawhi Leonard comes in for Maurice Harkless. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Trey Lyles comes in for Rudy Gay. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's DeJounte Murray in for White. Now here's Harrell. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Utah Jazz.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for San Antonio.
Take note of the work they've done on the offensive glass. Guys, they've got a ton of putbacks.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Harold. Clark, we hear a lot about the young basketball players in this country, the good ones playing in the AAU system. Is that the best way to develop talent for the NBA?
It's one of the better ways because the competition level is quite good across regions and throughout the country with these AAU teams. I think there's some great AAU programs and some tremendous benefits to participating in AAU basketball. Some things are better than others with it, but overall, I think it's pretty solid.
Here's DeRozan, and he converts the layup. And the Spurs lead by 14.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Tell you what, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
For Los Angeles, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. And the pass to Leonard. To the wing right side. Shot clock at 6. Williams from outside. A rebound by the Spurs. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead.
And if you're looking for the main reason that they're trailing in this game, well, look no further than his shooting. I mean, he has hit exactly 0% of his shots.
Now here's DeRozan. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Portland.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
And the poise of Williams, so impressive, Kevin. Plays at his own pace. He's never in a hurry.
Pass to Forbes. Now here's Lyons. Looking for Aldridge. He gets it there. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
How about that for the old up fake? Aldridge knows exactly how to get a defender off his feet.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, Marcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
And he knocks down the first one. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's, Greg, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point. When it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
Both free throws good from Aldridge.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Shamet the pass to Harrell. He kicks to Williams. For Murray. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Lou Williams.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
And that one's good by Aldridge.
You know, there are some that say Aldridge likes his mid-range game a little too much, but hey, there's a lot to like about the way he shoots it from there.
Now here's Williams. Pass to Leonard. Shoots over DeRozan. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
Here is Forbes. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Tries again. Aldridge. Great D that time from Harrell.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
Here's Shamet, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Los Angeles shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
Spurs leading by 9. Murray kicks to Aldridge to the right side. And it's Lyles in the corner. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Zubac has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Williams passes to Harrell. Yep, it counts. Harrell's got 7 points in the game.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Passes it to Forbes. Here's Lyles. He's covered by Shamet. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, the Spurs really like running through LaMarcus Aldridge in the post. I mean, that's an effective way to play offense, especially early before the defense gets set. He gets that deep position, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
And the first one drops. And with his skill level, sometimes the sheer strength and size of Aldridge goes overlooked.
Yeah, and he's not afraid or hesitant to play bully ball. I mean, on that block, he gets that body into you and leans into that sweet jump shot of his, and he can make you look bad.
And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
Now, here's Beverly. He can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Aldridge. Out left to the wing. Wide open look here for Murray. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Clippers trail by 9. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Now here's Murray. Outside DeRozan. Now the pass to Aldridge. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. DeRozan's got 3 assists now in this one. The Clippers shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Pass to Leonard. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Murray against Beverly. Here is Forbes. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Good on the bucket.
And, you know, in that mid-range area, that in-between area, Forbes is a hard cover because when he gets a little room, he's really deadly.
Now, here's Beverly. They trail by 9 points. And here is Zubac. And it's in there.
That's simply an outstanding play, working the size mismatch right at the rim.
And Murray's got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Here is Forbes. He's guarded by Williams. Here's DeRozan. Again, the Spurs good for two.
Well, it takes unique skills to be able to not be bothered by defensive pressure. And DeMar DeRozan is that kind of guy because he loves taking tough shots, and he makes most of them.
Now here's Leonard. 12 points for him. It's stolen by Lyles. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. Kicks it to Murray. 6 to shoot. With the floater. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got 8 rebounds in this game.
You know, it's really surprising that they're up at this point, given that he struggled so mightily.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
And they had some memorable battles last season. Let's hope for more of the same here tonight.
You know, I expect tonight to be a really good, close game, guys. They split the season series last season, and you look at these teams, 2 conference foes with very similar capabilities.
For the Clippers, Green comes in for Ivica Zubats. And Maurice Harkless subbed in for Harrell. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Rudy Gay's checked in for Trey Lyles. Bellinelli comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Whitey's checked in for Bryn Forbes. And it's Mills in for Murray.
You know, Mills is not just a long-range gunner now. He can score on the move, too. Underestimate Mills at your own peril.
Now here's Williams. Leonard with the ball. And then Leonard with the dunk.
And Leonard enjoys jamming it home, Kevin. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
Now Mills. And that one, good. Mills has got 4 points in the quarter.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And it's Leonard with the jam.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it.
That might indeed ignite a spark in this team.
Now here's Mills. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Gay. Here's Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Boy, Aldridge using those long arms of his to corral that offensive rebound.
Williams against White. Outside Williams. For the 3. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. LaMarcus Aldridge has been on display for the San Antonio Spurs. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be back with you shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We saw LaMarcus Aldridge lighting it up in the first half. He had 14 points and 4 rebounds. He struggled in their last game, but he's not having any problems tonight. Really good first half for him. He was right on the mark. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
You see the strides DeMarcus has made in terms of leadership? He's setting the example, showing the younger guys how it's done. Love his ball handling for Big also. And that shot, straight money.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Clippers.
Well, obviously, they didn't show up on the glass at all. They were getting outworked, out-hustled, and outplayed. And their competition showed just the opposite. They wanted it more. You can't give up a ton of extra possessions in a game like this and expect to win.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Spurs leading by 9.
You know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummer. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Beverly and Shamet in the backcourt together. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Zubats in at the center. And it's Beverly missing.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
And DeRozan kicks to Murray. Inside. Got a hand on it. Right side, Leonard. And then Leonard with the dunk.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
Well, you were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
A free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And DeRozan throws it down.
Boy, Murray's court vision, very sharp, and he's unselfish, too. You love seeing that combination.
Beverly feeling it out a bit. Pass to Leonard. Over DeRozan. And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Leonard. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Spurs. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Passes it to Lyles. Over Beverly. Here's Aldridge. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Sometimes that's all you can do against Aldridge. Be aggressive, be physical, body him up, even if you have to foul him.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
Wound up shooting 85 from the line a season ago, which is an exceptional percentage.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state. And being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings, that's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
Now here's Murray. There's the pass to Lyles. Offensive rebound, Spurs. A second chance effort. And the rejection by Zubac. Here's Shamet. Misses off the right iron. Spurs leading by 8. Pass to DeRozan. Patterson against Aldridge. He kicks it to DeRozan. Out to the right wing. Here's Lyles. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. DeRozan's got assist number 5 here tonight. Clippers have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do in the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. The Spurs have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
You know, players like Aldridge are a little bit of a diminishing breed in the NBA, a master in the low post with all sorts of ways to score in the paint.
The Spurs making a switch here. Birtle's checked in. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Clippers trail by 11. Down low, Patterson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The Clippers have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
The first one falls. And he can't hit the second. Spurs leading by 10. Now here's DeRozan. That's tipped. Here's Shamet. He's got 5. 13 feet away. And that one, good. Shamet's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
Murray dishes to Aldridge. And it's Shamet with the rebound. LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Leonard. Lays it up off the glass. Leonard's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Here's Murray. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Murray's got 5. Here's Beverly. Pass to Shamet. Patterson with it. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
That free throw good from Patterson. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Zubats. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Now here is Aldridge. He's got 19. Great D that time from Harrell.
Nothing's going his way since the horn. I mean, looks like he used up all his makes in the last quarter.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Now here's Murray. 5 points in the game. DeRozan in the corner. Shot clock at 5. Beyond the arc. Another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. 21 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Tonight, Aldridge is doing a little bit of everything at the offensive end, and he's doing it all quite well.
Leonard against DeRozan. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Jakob Poeltl.
And maybe the biggest story of this summer, where would Kawhi Leonard be headed in free agency? A player of his caliber commands that kind of media scrutiny.
First free throw is good. Greg, you talk about the media focus for Kawhi Leonard. Not exactly something he embraces.
Not at all. As a kid on his birthdays, he'd shutter himself in his room because he didn't want the attention. To this day, he lets his play do the talking.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Reese Harkless comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Let's check out a breakdown looking at some data for White, how he performed last season.
averaged about 10 points a game, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. Knocks it loose. And stolen by White. Mills passes to DeRozan. Back to Mills. Jacks up a three. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. DeRozan's got his 6th assist on the night. And it's Williams with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. 6-point game. Teardrop shot, and it's good on the way in. Williams has got 6.
Can score in so many ways, Kevin. Sweet Lou, the floater. That's like a walk in the park shot for him.
DeRozan's shot is good. The Clippers have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Here's Leonard. No good off the back of the rim. Spurs leading by 6. And Mills kicks to DeRozan. Spurs working the ball around now. And here is Pirtle. 8 points for him. Shot clock at 6. They get a hand on it. Fires from the wing. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Los Angeles making a switch here. Green's checked in. Spurs also with the sub. Ellenelli's checked in. LA's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Leonard draws the double. Passes to Green. Leonard dishes to Williams. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Gay passes to Mills. Kicks it to Bellinelli. They get it back. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboards.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 27. Harrell finds Williams. Now here's Harkless. White covering. Now here's Harkless. Tight defense on him. Los Angeles with another miss. San Antonio leading by 8. Gay with it. Now Green defending. Mills with it. 7 points in the game. The pass to Bellinelli. To the wing on the left. Here's White. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Now here's Harrell. 9 points in the game so far. Williams kicks to Leonard. Pass to Harkless. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. San Antonio's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. And it's White missing. Clippers trail by 11. Leonard attacking, and then Leonard with the dunk.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one.
Boy, that sounded like Greg Anthony stealing a little bit of Kevin's thunder. I know this guy's hoping to rouse his teammates for sure with that one.
He is, and Greg sounded better saying it than I
did. And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Now here's Mills after the miss from Jakob Poeltl, and the shot goes in.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 29 points. Over in the corner, Green. He's looking for Harrell and finds him. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
There's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Tell you what, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
Here's Williams, and the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Kevin, you look at Williams, and he's rather slight in build, but he's got sneaky strength and terrific body control.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
But they're rebounding. They've given themselves a lot of second chances, and it's really helped them.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Patrick Beverley, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Free throw good, Lou Williams.
Well, he's an outstanding free throw percentage shooter. I mean, for his career, one of the best is Williams.
Mills passes to Lyles. 52 seconds left in the third. Harrell against Gay. Latre. It's good from long range. Gay's got 7 points in the game.
This is something Gay has steadily improved on over time, a dangerous shooter from beyond the arc now.
29 seconds left here in the third quarter. Back to Beverly. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Pulls up on the wing. San Antonio with the rebound. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Now Gay. From deep three-point range, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. Spurs out in front, leading by 9. And we'll be back with you right after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a two-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Clippers trail by 9. On the court for San Antonio, we've got Mills. Rudy Gay is out there with Bellinelli. Then there's Derek White, and it's Lyles in at the center position. Now here's Harkless. Puts up a 3. Can't hit that one. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Their next game is in San Francisco, so a road game with the Warriors. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Spurs making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. Los Angeles on D. They trail by 9 points. To the middle. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Aldridge has got 23.
You know, with all his post moves, Aldridge usually is able to trick the defense, but even when he doesn't, he'll still manage to finish through contact.
Beverly. And it's White with the rebound. And so White will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Pass to Bellinelli. Lyles kicks to White. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, if you're going to foul Aldridge, you've got to make it a hard one because you don't want to give him the and one chance.
A 29th pick in 2017 by the Spurs. Their injuries last year created an opportunity for Derek White to show Greg what he can do with steady minutes.
And White at 6'4", capable of manning either guard spot, a shooter, a playmaker, and an all-defensive team in college. He is definitely a keeper.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Aldridge. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Now here's Beverly. Passes it to Harrell. And stolen by Aldridge. And here comes Bellinelli leading the fast break. San Antonio again missing.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Here's Harkless. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. And there's the call. San Antonio the foul.
Shooting for Los Angeles, Mo Harkless. 2 shots.
Two.
First one falls for Patterson. He's checked in for the Clippers. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Landry Shamet's checked in for Lou Williams. The Spurs also with the sub, DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Bellinelli. Clippers trail by 13. Here's Beverly. The pass to Shamet. Harrell down low. Aldridge is covering. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. No good at the rim. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's DeRozan. Aldridge trying to break free. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Murray.
The determination that DeRozan brings to scoring in the painted area, really unmatched. He's not going to mess up too many of those chances.
Now here's Beverly. And here is Shamet. Here's Harrell. Again, Harrell missing. Spurs leading by 15. Here's Forbes. Second shot opportunity. The shot off that time. And the Clippers will come the other way. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Bounce pass from Shamet. Now here's Patterson. He's guarded closely. 5 on the clock. And Beverly kicks to Shamet. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Spurs. Aldridge has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Murray the pass to Lyles. Murray outside. Pass to Lyles. Shoots a 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Harkless dishes to Beverly. Back to Harkless. Clippers moving the ball around. Patterson finds Beverly. Here's Harkless. Beverly with the ball. Pass to Harrell. From outside the arc. And Harkless slams it in.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need, Kevin. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
Here's Lyles after the made shot from Mo Harkless. Pass to Aldridge. Over Harrell. That misses off the backboard. Clippers trail by 13. Shamet on the wing. From the baseline. And it's Harrell missing.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Here's Beverly following the bucket by the Spurs. Here's Shamet, and the layup's good off the glass.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Murray against Beverly. And the pass to Lyles. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. And the Spurs lead by 16.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
You know, guys, if they're inside, that shot probably gets blocked. But from mid-range, I mean, he's able to get it off over the bigger defender there.
And San Antonio has possession after the Clippers pick up 2. Fires from deep. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Beverly, the pass to Harrell. Shamet with it. Aldridge is covering. Harrell trying to free himself up. And that one's good. Shamet's got 6 here in this quarter. Spurs leading by 15. Murray outside. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Patterson. For 3. Connects from three-point range.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
Now here's Murray. Outside DeRozan. And they double up DeRozan. And there's a whistle. That goes on Landry Shamet. That's foul number 2 for him. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Maurice Harkless.
Kawhi Leonard.
Here's DeRozan. That one good for 2.
You know, in these particular plays, guys, DeRozan really excellent at taking what he sees in these situations.
And here's Beverly. He brings it up for Los Angeles. It's a 14-point game. Here's Patterson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
2 shots.
That free throw good from Patterson. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Spurs leading by 12. Murray outside. Rebound by the Clippers. Beverly's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Hey, how about imagining if they were hitting their shots, how big the lead could be? But so far, that's not been the case.
Now here's Beverly. Here's Leonard. Nice D from DeRozan.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Stolen by Beverly. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And that one's good. Shamet.
Beverly knows he's out there to pass the ball, guys. A skilled floor general. He really distributes it well.
San Antonio's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Here's DeRozan. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
And the Clippers call time here.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, DeMar DeRozan.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
He got an extra boost from the grief these fans were giving him here tonight. They were riding him hard all night, and he ate it up. Some guys just like being the villain, I guess. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Doc Rivers talking with his team. He is not happy with the sloppy play offensively. He said, make the easy play. Take care of the ball. We can't afford to just give away golden opportunities. And we'll see if they can clean it up, guys.
Thank you, David. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go. DeMar DeRozan grabs the board.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
Murray against Beverly. Pass to Patterson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's his third personal foul. Shooting for Los Angeles, Patrick Patterson. At the line for 2.
Two.
That one is off. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. San Antonio leading by 12. DeRozan surveying the D. Murray kicks to DeRozan. And stolen by Patterson. In the corner. Shamet with it. Off the mark. Had a chance to trim it to single digits. Here's DeRozan. He is hauled in by Beverly. Beverly's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Leonard, tipped away. Makes it off the glass. Leonard's got 15 points here in the second half.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Murray outside. To the inside. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Clippers trail by 10. Now Beverly dishes to Patterson. Beverly the pass to Patterson. Here's Leonard. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. DeRozan against Beverly. Pass to Aldridge. He kicks to Murray. Back to Aldridge. Murray outside. Off target with his three. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for Los Angeles. They grab their own miss. Here's Shamet. Drains it from beyond the arc. Shamet's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
Stolen by Beverly. 1:07 left to play in the final quarter. The dish to Leonard. Yes!
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious.
Ammonia strong, we call that. Wear that rim out.
Now here's Murray. Passes it to Lyles. Outside DeRozan. High post shot. Just 5 to shoot. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
No time to waste on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediately.
It's good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Here's Murray. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Murray outside. Now the pass to Aldridge. They could use a bucket. Back to Murray. San Antonio again turning it over. And the Clippers call time here. They're behind by 3. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts? Nine seconds left to play here in the fourth. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option.
5 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
It's understandable that DeRozan was hurt when the Raptors traded him. He used it, though, in a positive way to motivate himself to playing at a high level in San Antonio.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
I think it's a wrap. When the game's on the line, he knows how to deliver the crushing blow.
And the Shamet finds Leonard. From deep, it's off.
Well, they love to see that kind of defense from Forbes, working hard at all aspects of his game.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. A truly gutsy